in my own words, I place people at the hem of the goddess, who's all around us here. And I get them to see her. And then, she does the teachings from there. And this is the most important thing, is that people have these intimate moments and experiences with the earth. When I was 19, I rejected our culture. I had some very powerful experiences, and this led to me kind of letting go of this whole thing, because I felt like so long as I'm eating food from these industries, I'm living in a house with central heating, and on, then I'm part of the problem. It doesn't matter how much I know or how much I think I know, I'm still part of the problems. Anyways, it was made pretty clear to me by Spirit that it was time for me to go back to society. And I guess in those dreams and in the meditations around the dreams, what I really realized is that it wasn't about me at all, and that I could never detach myself from my culture, my society. There was no chance of that. So, my whole purpose at that point became to go back into that thing that I was running away from and see if I could live like I'd learned to live in the bush, with Spirit in that world, this world. So it was a long journey, and it didn't come easy. This whole thing had kind of been orchestrated, which over and over again I'm learning, we think things are random, but they're not random at all. Everything's very much being orchestrated by the ancestors. And so all this destruction that's going on around us on a daily basis, people believe they're doing good things, and it's only because of the deep forgetting, the state of complete denial that these other realities exist, including the one that we're standing on. And so it's not an easy journey, that reclaiming, that remembering. But this land and these plants, this is all part of me. So this is the part where I'm taking the plant, and later my body is going to go into the ground and feed the earth, right? This place. That has to be in your prayer. There has to be an understanding that this is a cycle. And then the taking isn't so much a taking as just another part of the dance of this movement back and forth between us and the plants. There's more living beings than all the humans on the earth, and one handful of soil. And what gardening really is about is making these ones happy. You make the earth unhappy, then you have to go to great lengths to grow something. And I'm honored to be the one, or one of the ones who's bringing these things back. It's the simplest, oldest way of gardening. Herbalism saved all of us and all our ancestors thousands of times over, that enabled us to be here right now. The tea company, which started in '96. That first summer was really beautiful because, of course, we were still, in a sense, in La La Land and dreaming about this thing that could be. So everything was handpicked reverentially. We, not knowing what we were getting into, we arrived at this place that was going to grind and bag the tea for us. Something hit me right then. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, oh shit. They proceeded to pulverize these precious herbs And then, of course, like all herbs, once they're ground up or over ground up, then all the volatiles leave them. They ended up in these pitiful little tea bags, little thin tea bags full of this powder from these precious plants, and it was terrible. You just struggle with all these little things that are part of the industry. The level of commerciality that's involved with making any product that you can actually make a living from is scary. So the idea of doing smaller and smaller stuff, local markets, local products, everything local, is very much what I would encourage people to do. We went off course as a whole culture, and of course industrialization was kind of the last nail in the coffin. It's the final step in something that's been going on for more than 2,000 years. From the cradle to the grave, we're entrapped by these industries that are apparently serving us. We don't need to be served, and we don't need to be protected. The earth is here for us. Without this grounding in reality, without this connection to the living earth, it's going to be a long uphill battle or a short downhill one. The only way that we're going to save this juggernaut that's going over a cliff is to completely change the direction we're looking. And it's not something you can learn in a weekend workshop, which is why we started this school. People are already growing. It's not like I'm planting a completely new thing. And when you graft something, it starts slow because it doesn't have any roots. One cell in the graft has to perfectly line up with one cell in the tree. Just one cell. And I feel like that's what the teaching's like. But it's through our heart. And when the heart connection is made with somebody and they make that real deep connection to something, it's like that indigenous part of them gets a little bit of sap. And then the second year, as the sap keeps flowing, the new shoot starts to extend. And then what happens with grafting is you cut back the rest of the tree, and this becomes the lead. So that's kind of what I feel I do for people. I don't see a bright future, certainly not in my lifetime. I really see the shit hitting the fan. My actual outlook is pretty grim, I would say. But I had children, and I wouldn't have done that if I thought it was hopeless. I wouldn't have brought more people into this world. I did it for that future, for seeding that future as a good thing. This is the only world we have. And there's no transcending this world, because long after this building is gone, long after I'm gone, these plants will still all be out there that I've seeded everywhere around here. The orchards will still be there for another 60 years or 80 years, and then whatever they self-seed out into the wilds. So I am very clear with creating a living legacy. So even if every video and every word has been obliterated that I've ever said, there's still be this impact that's going to ripple out for centuries into the future.